Guys, and welcome back to my channel. I've been road tripping for America for the last couple of weeks and I haven't really been filming a lot of YouTube videos, so this will probably be the first video you get from my adventures in the States. But me and this little rental of mine just pulled into a trailhead and I'm gonna spend the next couple of days hiking and fishing up to a little mountain lake, and I'm getting kind of a late start, so we better get going. Where the trail meets the river for the first time, there's this beautiful little pool, and I of course couldn't resist and had to string up my rod and take a couple of casts. And it took me a while to figure out the drift in that hole, and I did a lot of casts that just kind of ended up going nowhere or getting stuck somewhere further down. But eventually I managed to catch a really nice little brown trout out of that river. Once I kind of figured out where the fish were hanging out and feeding, I kind of drifted into that same section with a little nymph, and I actually got a couple of nice little fishies here. Aside from the bite just slowing down a little, I also started really fighting the trees and my rod. So once I got fed up, I just packed my things up and continued my hike. That is pretty dang cool, but I'm not quite sure where the trail went because now I'm just in the middle of a riverbed, but I'm gonna try and get over there and see if that's the trail. Pretty sure that's how I break my ankle. Look at this. Time to take my shoes off. Graceful. Ow. I just almost stepped on that little guy. He ran out right in front of me. We're also getting pretty close to the snow now, which is not necessarily comforting. Also still playing Hobbit out here, just because I can. Let's be honest, I don't really have a better reason than that. Something has definitely been eating fur. It's super old, but let's vote in the comments on whose poop I just found. I'm like 4 hours into this hike, and it's just now starting to actually get steep, which I love for me. I love when the last 2 hours are gonna be the worst of it. We have reached the section of the trail I've been warned about. This is where the trail changes from like a normal trail to steps. And I don't know if you've ever carried half your body weight on your back upstairs. It's not fun, especially if you've already been hiking for about 4.5 hours. So this is not me complaining, because I do this to myself, and I mean, I love this. Look at this view. This is what I'm here for. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm not necessarily looking forward to this. But it's the last little part. I'll get it done. That's a big old boulder. I love when I don't really realize how far I've come. Also, look at these flowers for a second. They deserve a moment too, but I guess I made it. I'm gonna have to cross that next. One of those don't trip moments in my life. Thank you very much. I'm just so stoked. This is so beautiful. Honestly, so worth it. So hecking worth it. So I just did a quick scouting mission without my backpack to see if going down there is even worth it with a backpack on, because I'm honestly done for the day, but it is worth going down there, so I'm gonna grab my stuff. And the path down there is really muddy, so I won't be filming because I'll be very busy not slipping and falling on my face. But got a spot for the night, just gotta set up camp. And that will be home for the night. So dinner is gonna be what I call a mountaintop charcuterie board, which consists of canned chicken, cheese cubes that have seen better days, a couple of nuts, beef jerky, and very smushed crackers. But at least those are Ritz, so we're being fancy out here. And I mean, you have to be with that view. I just stepped off this rock for a second to go and try empty the water from the can of chicken, and can you guess what's sitting in this crack? That could have ended with me getting bitten by a snake. I don't know if you guys can really see, but yikes. So, because I'm an idiot, I didn't bring a water filter, so when I'm brushing my teeth and stuff, I'm gonna be boiling water for the next day. And I'm not necessarily getting ready for bed, I just want all my scented items to go into my bear bin. I'm gonna hike it up the hill a bit, so I'm just getting ready for bed before actually thinking about bed. So I just set up my fly rod for tomorrow because I low-key messed up the entire line. So I redid the whole thing and just did a couple of casts for fun and immediately caught a little rainbow. So we're gonna fish for a bit before bed. I guess that was a one-hit wonder. After I hooked that one, they all moved out there and I can't cast that far, so I'm gonna keep boiling water and start getting ready for bed. And if they move back in closer, I'll give it another try. If not, you'll just have to believe me that I caught a little trout. Hi guys, so here's a little update to what I've been up to since this morning. Basically I hiked along the lake to like its most narrow part, thinking that that is kind of where the fish would pile up, but it's been very windy. Like, it was already windy when I was getting ready this morning, but it's only gotten worse, and now it's like coming in gusts and I can't get my flies out into the middle. I've hooked my arm a couple of times. It's just, I'm not a good fly fisherman, but the wind is not helping, and I've just been out here wet wading, trying my best in this really cold mountain lake, and I think I'm pretty close to getting hypothermia, so I'm gonna go sit in the sun for a bit and try and get my body temperature up again, because I think I've been standing out there for like an hour and I've got nothing to show for it other than the most enormous goosebumps I've ever had. So I'm gonna go and play lizard for a bit and just enjoy some sunlight as far away from this wind as I can possibly get. Not exactly ideal fly fishing weather. Did you ever wonder if I just like fishing this much, or if I just freaking hate myself? The vote is still out on it. It's pretty much 50-50, I think. Gosh, this is
what it takes to find themselves, to save a friend, discover true love in the end. When you're down, you close your eyes, build a raft of all the lies, float your troubles out to sea. To your heart, make your thoughts a work of art. Climb a mountain if you like, come back down with more than pride. These things I wish for you.
well, that sucked. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything, but I bet when there's less water, it's not that bad, because you can see there's like stones leading up to that big one. But right now, like that last one before the other one, that's at like waist height for me. And I might have missed that one while stepping down from the big one, and well, let's say I bathed today. I'm so cold. So this is probably not a surprise to anyone, but I'm gonna give up on this spot. It's just, there's not a lot of fish activity. The wind is way too strong, but on my way here I crossed a little creek way back there, and I think I'm gonna try and fish the opening of that because there might be some brown trout hanging around. And then I'm just gonna make my way home and get some dry clothes on me and put these ones in the sun. But yeah, I gotta hike back first, and it's like at least a 30-minute hike, so add about 15 minutes of fishing in there. And I don't know, I'm kind of contemplating if I'm even gonna go gather firewood, because up until now I have nothing to put on a fire. Yeah, this is not going according to plan, but I'm having a great time. Man, I was really hoping that the wind would quit once the sun is gone, but it has not quit at all. All of today has just been so windy, and I don't know, I did one of my favorite outdoor activities for the most of the afternoon, which is taking a nap on a big rock. But I would really like some fish for dinner, but I feel like this is a curse I always give into. Whenever I let the first fish I catch go, there's no way I'm catching another one. That's always how it goes. So my hopes are not high, especially with this wind. This wind is killing me, honestly. But I'm gonna try for maybe another hour or so. It's already 8, but the sun just went behind the mountain, and maybe it will calm down. Well, I'm very sad to report that I had a massive one on, and I got her right to here and was like, okay, I'm gonna start walking down to there to land her. And I turn and she's gone. So my dinner plans aren't really working out right now. That's what I'm trying to say. This is totally the taste of a woman admitting defeat, but let me tell you right now, defeat tastes pretty dang good. I've been starving. I give up. The water is not really calming down. I don't see any fish rising. I'm gonna enjoy a little bit of baked beans with bacon and call it a night.
Together, and I know
So I woke up super early this morning, and I don't know if you can really see this, but I've got a bit of a hatch coming off. I've been trying to match that for about an hour or so, but honestly the fish don't seem crazy about these, so I'm gonna switch strategies and fish a bit of a bigger hopper with a nymph at the back, which has not worked for me once since being here, but maybe now something has changed in the universe. Fly fishing just gets so frustrating to me. Like, I don't know what it is about fly fishing specifically, probably the fact that I'm still learning, but it just pisses me off so much, especially with the wind. I'm not like casting anywhere where I want to cast. My line is getting tangled. I'm about done with this lake. I'm also gonna hike out today, so I have to break down camp. You know, it wouldn't be called learning if I was already good at it, but I bet a better fly fisherman would have been hammering trout all weekend. That did not happen for me. I mean, one of the things that like really frustrates me about fly fishing is the sight aspect of it, because with most of the fishing I do, unless I'm like live scoping for sander, I don't really know if there's fish in front of me or not. I'm just going off of like my knowledge of the lake or what I think is a good idea, but I don't actually know if there's fish or not. With salmonites, or like the species of trout in general, you can see them. They're coming to the surface, they're rising. I'll see them scooting along riverbeds. Like for example, the big cascade that comes down that hill, I fished the like end of that as it goes into the river yesterday, and I had 3 trout in front of me, and I was sitting there tying on one fly, one nymph after the other, trying to get them interested in anything I'm doing, and I just can't. And it's really, really frustrating. I mean, I'm trying to cut myself a lot of slack because I've only been fly fishing for 4 or 5 months, something like that, and I started out only streamer fishing down in Brazil for peacock bass, and I was learning on a 9 weight, which was not really the way to learn, to be honest. And I've only really been going after trout species for like a month ever since I got to the US, so I don't have a lot of experience with the species, and I'm really new to fly fishing. Like the little trout that I caught the first night, that was my first ever fish on a topwater fly. I was stoked about that. I'm so sad that I didn't get it on video, but I'm even more sad about the big trout I lost yesterday, because it would have been nice to like fry up a big fish in this video, but that's just not how it went this time, and that's okay. I'm just gonna go pack up my tent before the wind gets any worse, and then I have like this one deep spot that I want to at least do a couple of casts at before I leave the lake. But I've lost my confidence. I feel like I've been trying to force feed them for the last 2 days, and it's just not happening, and that's okay. I'm still learning. I had a beautiful time up here, the views are great, it's lovely. It just wasn't meant to be, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab my stuff and get out of here. While I was on my way out to this trailhead, I was on the phone with my boyfriend, and I realized that I didn't have a net with me, and he just went like, don't worry about it, if anybody can make it, you can make it, you're just gonna DIY something out of spruce roots or something. But it was so windy the other day. I made a net out of paracord, and I didn't even get a chance to like try and see if it would work or not, but I think I just made it so he would have something to laugh at. But it may not quite be spruce root, but you know, I made a little net. I hope he's proud of me. On my way home, I came across something really unique that I actually didn't know you guys had out west. Back home, I would have identified this as a slow worm, but I believe you call these a legless lizard, which, as the name suggests, means that even though this looks like a snake, it actually isn't. It is a subgenus of lizards that developed without legs throughout evolution. And just like any other lizard, if I were to pick this one up, he would shed his tails in hope of escaping a predator. So if you see him out and about, just leave him alone. They're not dangerous, they're just super cute. And I don't know, it was such an interesting find. Thank you so much for joining me on this little adventure. Please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It really does help so much. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd like to say that there's a bunch of other camping videos on my channel, and I've got a whole playlist of them linked below. And I can't wait to catch you in the next video.